What's up, you guys? This is Steffi, aka In My Humble Opinion, and welcome back to another Fan Reaction Friday video. Again,
it's 11 o'clock.
Oh, okay. Again, we are going to be watching Gwen Verdon. This is episode 6, and the episode is entitled All I Care About Is Love. So let's just get right into it. Gotta put my glasses on for this. So that's supposed to be Dustin Hoffman in Lenny, New York. 1974, 17 months since Bob Fosse's last award. Oh, 17 months. That's like only a year, or a little more than a year.
And nobody knew which floor you were on, so we've been knocking on every door like a bunch of Jehovah's Witnesses.
Phone back, please. Leave the phone off. Marks from the studio are gonna call.
I like that he had to disconnect his phone so that he wouldn't be bothered from the studio execs. Wow, he is so busy. Oh my goodness. Oh my gosh. He's gonna have a nervous breakdown. I like the editing here.
You don't want us. You can't do this by myself.
Oh, this is so all that jazz.
What do you call an 8-week movie shoot turns into a 6-month movie shoot?
Oh.
A Bob Fosse picture.
Wow, and the pills.
You're always distracted. What is everyone?
Oh my goodness. Is he trying to do work while... This is a really, really cool sequence.
And the pressure, it builds and it builds. This pressure builds.
Oh my god, he's gonna die. Oh lord.
I'll call him back in 20. Start me in the scene before. I want to see the whole sequence.
Wow. Damn.
Once he gets into that rehearsal room, Chicago is all that he's going to be thinking about.
And Gwen is just like, Chicago, Chicago. I mean, the long run, it's a good thing she pushed for it, but I mean, in terms of Bob's health, maybe not so much. Oh! Changing the intro again. I love it. That was a really, really good opening for the episode. Very, not breaking the fourth wall. There's an actual technical term for this, but I'm forgetting it right now. But I love that idea of, again, kind of art imitating life, imitating art. I feel like I literally say that every single time I watch an episode of this show, but they really employ that narrative device all the time. But it makes sense to do, because that's also something that Bob Fosse did in his own work in real life, like in All That Jazz. Who's this?
Oh, that smell.
Oh my god, she's big now! What the hell? She grew up! God damn, she grew a lot in a year.
When did you put in the pasta? I don't remember. Oh, well, that's not good.
So funny. Well, that's not good.
It is tasty. That's what most people.
Oh, she's gonna throw it.
It's ready. It's ready.
My dad actually does that. That's how he tests pasta. So I know some people think that's like a weird thing to do, but I grew up with my dad testing pasta like that. So is this boyfriend gonna try and propose to her? Because I feel like it's coming. I feel a proposal coming. How much younger is the boyfriend compared to Gwen? I just am interested to know. Oh shit. Oh my god. Is he gonna have a heart attack now? I'm scared for when he has like his heart attack or stroke or whatever ends up happening. Oh wow.
1, 2, 3, box arms, stop. 7, 8, 1, 3, 4, 5, 6.
Wow, this is like iconic.
6, 7, circle 2, 3, 4, resistance on the
Oh my god, he's dying! Oh no! I like how the dancers are more concerned than Gwen. Gwen's just like in her own little world. Like, we're gonna get this effing done.
They just make an appointment. Doctor later, during the lunch break.
You want me to call rehearsal?
No, of course not. I'm okay.
All right. I'll set it up right away.
This is what I honestly feel like is a recurring thing within like entertainment industry stories of people who die tragically young or something like tragic happens to them, is there are people around who they kind of see that something is wrong, but then because the person tells them, oh no, I'm okay, they will just do whatever the person tells them, even though in their gut feeling they could see like something is actually wrong, and it's just, oof.
How precious good for? Kids, teach it early. Beat it into them. Pressure to succeed, make money, be the best. Plenty of people have talent, but you need the pressure.
I'm afraid Mr. Fosse has fallen behind on Bobby's dance tuition.
There was a mix-up last week.
Several months behind.
So now
I
we get the
would hate to lose
backstory.
Bob.
I want to be a professional dancer.
Oh,
I always thought I'd be
young Bobby,
dead by
fetus
25.
Bobby.
One of the best things you can do for your career, dying young. All that potential. Although if I died before Lenny came out, you know, that thing
Here's
in the box
the
office, shit, I'd
suicidal
probably run
ideation
around.
again.
Sorry. Who are you, ma'am?
I'm his wife.
Oh, I like how she still says, well, okay, I have a question too. So at this point, like, they obviously are seeing people, but are they still legally married? Because, I mean, she just introduced herself as his wife, so... Or was it just like a known thing that, oh, they're married, but it's like an open marriage sort of situation?
Well, the man's trying to help me.
Okay, now Gwen is getting nervous.
Mr.
I
Fosse.
just want him to know
That's your
in
plan?
case
You
something
want them to
actually
shut
be
down your
wrong
show?
with
You're
you.
having a
I
heart
just
attack,
want
Mr. Fosse.
his what? Oh my God, help!
Oh shit, oh my god.
Immediately, I need a full emergency team right now.
Oh God, help! Please!
Oh, this is just great.
It's okay.
Oh my goodness. Damn, that's scary.
Pressure builds.
Wow.
Doesn't get better, it gets worse. And it can kill you.
I like that, like, a reoccurring idea of pressure in this episode, right? He talks about the emotional pressure he felt as a child to make something of himself, to be successful, and then, you know, to provide financially for his family. And then he talks about the pressure now being an adult, having to juggle all these different projects and still maintain a level of success, especially since Cabaret was so successful. So he feels that professional pressure. And then that's also now physically manifesting itself in the fact that he literally just had a heart attack. And what happens? What's one of the causes when you have a heart attack? It's like your blood pressure rises. So that's an interesting theme in this episode.
I'm not asking for their opinion.
It's a fryer.
I like how she's signing the playbills.
It's your show.
It's not my show, it's our show.
Oh, so she
It's
really,
always
really
been
wants...
our show.
I wonder if this, like, all that jazz, doing this project is a lot deeper for Gwen other than a resurgence for her career, but more so on the emotional basis that this was always something that both her and Bob wanted to do together at some point. And even though, like, Bob may not have been in as much as Gwen was in to do this anymore, Gwen still holds on to that idea of like, oh, well, this was our show. So maybe that's why, I don't know, maybe that's why she's really fighting for him to still be on board. And also because, you know, he's good, so.
They're gonna think I'm finished after this.
No one is going to think that.
Wow, he has like a lot of self-esteem issues though. Like even after all the success and all these people telling him he's great, he still is just like,
Remember when
I'm gonna be replaced.
Shit, I'm a... Yeah.
This is kind of like cute though. Like, they're like actually acting like a married couple in this moment of crisis. Oh,
Hey,
I'm sorry for being a dick this entire time.
when I wake up after, if I wake up,
Don't say that.
I want you to be there when I wake up.
Oh
Of course.
my gosh, I'm touched.
I have this.
That's it?
I thought there'd be more.
Is that makeup? You look like a faggot.
Oh, damn. He was really traumatized by his childhood in a lot of ways. Neglectful parenting, emotionally abusive parents, feeling pressure because he had to help financially in the household, being raped as a child. Oy.
You don't look a day under 18.
Thank you?
Diamond rings don't mean a thing.
But you know, one of Mr. Fosse's proteges.
Satin spats.
It's okay. It's alright. It's alright.
Oh, I feel for her, man. That's scary to see your parent like that. She's scared. She's scared.
Atta girl. See you soon.
With the protege, I'm leaving.
Doesn't it ever bother you
What?
that she's always there?
What? Annie? No, why would it?
She's his girlfriend.
Now she's asking questions because she's older.
My father. Sure, maybe you look down on me, but no way you let me quit dancing.
I like how in this episode now too, he's like having, well, I mean, it makes sense because he's in a hospital and his life has slowed down a bit. He's not mentally juggling so many projects, but I like how in this episode too, he's being very like self-reflective on his life thus far. This kid is good. Oh my gosh. Oh my.
He's already a rising star.
Oh no. Ah! Oh no. Oh my gosh. Ugh.
12 hours. It's been 4 days. Okay.
Oh my gosh.
Come back.
This Annie, she's a champ.
I think they did something to me. I think they screwed me up down here. I think they fucked me up.
I need to know I'm still a man.
Oh my gosh. Really? Now? Oh my goodness. Oh, Annie. Oh my goodness. Wow, Annie.
What's the difference between sex and applause? 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 You only applaud somebody you love.
So everything is about gratification for him, getting that approval. He began to conflate the two at a young age. He didn't really know what actual love and approval was. That really damaged him going forward.
You need to keep up your strength for your,
Husband.
Oh, she's the wife too. And that was sad that he like had to pause to be like, is that your dad or... Damn, she really fucking loves him to have done that. It was a very ominous episode. Alright, and some post-show thoughts. Okay.
It's 12 o'clock.
God damn. Alright. Okay, so this episode for me really functioned in a similar way that I believe it was episode 2 or 3 did for the Gwen character. I'm pretty sure that episode was called Me and My Baby, and in that episode we got Gwen's backstory and we learned about Gwen's childhood and how she essentially became the woman that she is today. So in this episode we got that backstory of Bob Fosse and we learned why it is the way he is, why he consistently seeks gratification, why he is really bad at keeping relationships that are actually good for him, and also why he has just like a really bad self-esteem. Similarly to Gwen, it all stems from Bob's messed up childhood. One does not have to imagine how much pressure you must feel as a child if you were placed the burden of having to financially provide for the family, and then on top of that you feel the pressure from your manager telling you all the time that you are replaceable at any given moment. Then you feel the pressure in general as a performer to perform to the best of your abilities, and you are always seeking the gratification from your audience through applause. You add on top of all of that the fact that now sex is being introduced into your world even though you don't have a word for that, and it's confusing. It's a very confusing time as a young man to be in that situation with older women. Society would, well, especially society back then, would say like, hey, it's a good thing. But I like how in this episode they talked about how Bob felt a lot of shame from that. For me, what I really enjoyed the most about this episode was the editing. I felt the pressure building throughout the entire episode. Even after Bob had his procedure, you could still feel the stress that Bob most likely felt at the time because of the way that the editing was so rapid, and they're cutting back and forth between Bob's childhood, Bob in present day, Bob's messed up adult life, and also the surrealist Bob picturing himself as Dustin Hoffman and Lenny. For me, the only thing I would say is while we did get a more fuller sense of what was going on with Bob during his childhood, these are moments that we have seen throughout the entire series. Like, they have flashed to these moments. Even if only for a brief moment, we have seen a lot of these moments play out throughout the series. And from that perspective, we didn't really learn that much more. If anything, it was just more of like a confirmation about how messed up Bob's childhood was. All right, my question for you guys is, I want to know, did you think it was a good thing for Gwen to still push for Chicago even after Bob's health crisis? Because one could argue that Gwen should have shut it down and that should have been the end of that, because if anything, the fact that he still, even after the surgery, had to return to work on Chicago, that was an additional stressor in his life, and that surely wasn't helping his condition at the time. However, you can alternatively argue that it was a good thing that Gwen essentially halted production for the time being and pushed to wait for Bob. Because, you know, in the grand scheme of musical theater history, even for someone like me who isn't entrenched in the musical theater world, like, I can admit how iconic that musical is. And definitely musical theater, dance, music, pop culture would be so different. It would look so different without that musical. Also, Gwen's career would be quite different. But I want to know, do you think it was appropriate for Gwen to still push for Chicago after everything that Bob was going through during that present time? Because I think it's an interesting thing to ponder. Like, in a hypothetical alternative situation, like what would have happened if Gwen was like, no, shut it down? I don't know. I just want to know your thoughts on all of that. So let me know in the comment section below. And alright, that's about it for this video. If you liked it, please give this video a thumbs up. Don't forget to hit the subscribe button, and please turn on the notification button down below so you know when a new video from me comes out, and comment down below your guys' thoughts on this episode. And as always, everything I said was just my own personal thoughts and all my humble opinion, and I will see you guys in the next one. Bye!